Hey guys, welcome to another review video. In this video, I'm doing a 1-year review of the DJI Action 4. Now, I purchased this back in August last year, so a year and a month ago. So I guess this title isn't actually accurate. It's more like a 1 year, 1 month review video. I've actually been using this camera a lot in the past year on a lot of professional film shoots, and honestly it is a little powerhouse of an action camera. So let's get into the video. So let's go back 1 year to when I first got the DJI Action 4 camera. Now this was my first DJI Action camera, so I wanted to get additional accessories, so I decided to get the adventure combo. So I just want to talk about the magnetic mounts for the DJI Action 4, and I believe the Action 3 also had them as well. I wouldn't say they're underrated because a lot of other content creators out there have talked about the magnetic mounts and has praised the magnetic mounts. And I just want to praise that as well because it's honestly such a game changer being able to just swap the Action 4 easily onto different accessories. So if I have other action accessories like the chest mount, the neck mount, selfie stick, I don't know, I've kind of ran out of ideas for mounts, but you can essentially just swap it out and not have to fiddle with the adjustment knobs. It's just a quick swap. So with the image quality of this camera, you get up to 4K resolution, which is actually really high for an action camera. You can get other cameras out on the market that will do 8K, like the Insta360 Ace Pro. Yeah, so with that 4K, you actually get up to 120 frames per second. If you want to go even slower than that, you can go up to 240 frames in full HD 1080p. Yeah, so if you're doing some slow-mo stuff, extremely slow stuff, you'll just have to do it in full HD, which honestly looks fine. You know, 1080p is still a pretty good resolution. Also, I just want to talk about the sensor inside of the camera. It is a 1/1.3 inch sensor, so it is not a full 1-inch sensor. But from my experience with the low light, because a lot of people talk about the 1-inch sensor being amazing for low light, which is what the DJI Pocket 3 has, but the DJI Action 4 does actually perform pretty well in low light. I'm actually quite impressed with the low light capabilities of this camera. There will be a bit of noise in it, but for the most part, you know, if you do a little bit of noise reduction in post, which I've got a DaVinci Resolve editing tutorial that you can check out on my channel or in the links, you know, up here somewhere. Another thing to consider with the quality is also the color profile. So you have your standard color profile, which is what I'm shooting in now. You can also change it over to D-Log-M if you want some more dynamic range and get better colors from it. But it's all 10-bit, so even if you use the normal color profile or the D-Log-M, you'll still be able to manipulate the colors a little bit more if you want to. So with this camera, you can also do native 9:16 recording if you use the cage that came with it. So you can just tip it on the side and you get 9:16. You've got your larger back screen, and then you also have a front screen. So what I'm doing right now is I'm using the front screen of the DJI Action 4 so I can see, you know, how long I'm recording for. I can see the resolution, and it's also a touch screen as well, so I can change all of my settings that I would from the back of the screen, but I can also do it at the front of the screen. So that is really, really handy. You also get a USB-C port on the side, so if you are using the older DJI microphone, you are able to put the receiver into the USB-C port and you're able to record audio through that. If you have the DJI Mic 2, you can just wirelessly pair that up to the camera, which is what I'm doing right now. And so another feature of this camera, which is what makes it stand out to other action cameras and other cameras on the market, is it actually has a color temperature sensor built into the logo of the Action 4. So no matter what lighting conditions you're in, if you're shooting in auto white balance, you're able to get accurate color temperatures and accurate colors. And another really good useful hack while I'm talking about the color temperatures is if you're a filmmaker and you're doing like weddings or video events, you can actually use this camera as a way to find out accurate color temperatures. So you can just pull this out of your bag, check in your auto white balance and convert it to manual, and you can see what the color temperature is inside of the venue or environment that you're in. So you can change your main camera over to that, which I've actually done a couple of times. So that's actually a little side tip and trick for you guys. So now with the stabilization of this camera, so it's using Rocksteady 3.0. It is the latest stabilization technology in the DJI Action 4. So you have different settings that you can put the DJI Action 4 in. So you have your off, so you don't have any stabilization at all. You can also do it in standard Rocksteady, which is what I have it in now. So it just nice and silky smooth. You can also do Rocksteady Plus, which is the next level of stabilization. So if you're going down, you know, a rocky hill on a mountain bike or something like that, it's gonna look silky smooth. And you also have horizon balancing, which if you tilt the camera, you know, 45 degrees like this, what the horizon balancing will do is it'll keep it level like this, so it won't tilt this way. Another thing I want to talk about in this video is the durability and reliability. So let's start off with the durability. Sorry, the wind is picking up. So it is an action camera. So the durability of it, you would expect it to be able to get beaten up a bit. It is supposed to be designed to take a bit of a beating. And I've just got a little bit of a story for you about that. The first week that I purchased this camera, I actually saw how durable this camera is. So I'm doing a film shoot in the outback Australia where we are doing a car scene in the middle of the desert, and there's hardly any other cars, but the scene was we had to put the DJI Action 4 in the middle of the road. This isn't a road, this is a footpath. In the middle of the road, and then the car was going to drive past it just to get a creative low angle shot, while we also filmed on a drone and a main camera, the Sony FX3. But I was using the app, and you know, we're all on the side of the road waiting for, you know, action and getting the car ready. Hopefully you can still hear me. And the one car that came by within like a span of 10 minutes decided to veer off the side of the road and right on top of my camera, just wheel on top of camera, and I was watching the camera roll down the road and tumble. And as you can imagine, I was horrified, to say the least, because anyone who's used these action cameras in these moments, you kind of freak out. So I'm watching this tumble and I'm freaking out thinking it is totally destroyed. I go to anxiously pick this camera up, look at it, and there isn't even a scratch. There was a scratch on the case that it comes with, just a little scratch, which I'll show you in an insert clip. But there wasn't a scratch on the camera and I could still record, it was still functioning. So I was honestly very happy with that. But if you are worried about physical damage, once you purchase this and you activate it with your DJI account, you can purchase the DJI Care Refresh, which if you're doing a lot of high intensity action stuff, I'd probably recommend. I'm not sure exactly how much it costs per year, but it basically covers you for physical damage. I would just suggest you to go to the website, DJI website in the link in below, and just check that out for yourself to see if that's suitable for you. Now let's talk about the reliability of this. So as we all know with GoPros, after a while, I'm not sure why, I think it's a software issue. It will stop recording when you're trying to record, or it will freeze on you. And you have this issue where you lose footage after a while, which honestly, as a professional filmmaker, is a big no-no. So on the same film shoot that I was on, we're also filming with GoPros because we needed a whole bunch of action cameras because we were filming actors inside of a car, and it was all improvised dialogue. So you had to kind of capture everything all at the same time, just so you can cover everything and not do multiple takes with just one camera. I set up all the cameras on suction mount in the car, get all the angles right. I couldn't be in the car, so I had to press record on everything and just have my fingers crossed and hope that everything was recording and everything was going to plan. And maybe 20 minutes later, I'm anxiously waiting on the side of the road, you know, with the producer, hoping that everything is going to plan and there's no issues. Unfortunately, the car came back and the GoPro overheated. The GoPro's overheated, and we're down to one camera, and guess which camera it came down to? You guessed it, the DJI Action 4. It was still recording, it was still rolling, there was no issues. So while we're talking about the durability and reliability of this camera, I just want to talk about the battery life on this. It has a battery life of 160 minutes, up to 160 minutes. So you get about 2.5 hours of battery life. And if you have the adventure combo like I do, you can just hot swap batteries. So You know, you can turn that into like 6 hours, 7 or 8 hours. I'm not good at maths. So who is this camera for? Honestly, I would recommend this camera to absolutely everyone that wants an action camera. Why everyone? You know, whether you're a professional videographer, cinematographer like myself, this is a nice little action camera to have in your toolkit for those crazy shots, tight corners, you know, tight spots, creative POV shots. This is also good for obviously intense action sports. So, you know, if you're an athlete and you want an action camera to film, you know, your crazy adventures, this is perfect for that. And also if you are a vlogger or if you're traveling as well, this camera is also good because the size of this camera, you can just fit into any bag. So currently I'm just using this bag that I got in London earlier this year when I was doing a little bit of traveling, and I actually used this camera while I was there. I was using it to take photos on and just get little bits of video, which I'll put somewhere here. This camera is really good for people wanting to travel and want something lightweight, compact. This camera is really good for that because it can fit into any bag. You can also put it in your pocket so you don't have to have it out and ready to go. So if you're doing a bit of traveling and you want a camera to take, you know, photos while you're traveling and getting scenic shots. So let's wrap up this video. So what are my final thoughts on the DJI Action 4 from my 1 year and 1 month of using this camera on like a whole bunch of different film shoots, especially that one in the Outback and some event videography stuff that I've done, and also behind the scenes stuff that I've created as well of, you know, film shoots that I've been on, and also using this as a travel camera. All I can say is that this camera has been a workhorse, a little powerhouse of an action camera. It does everything. It's, you know, durable, reliable. It's been such a good camera to use. I love having this in my camera bag and taking this on film shoots with me if I just need that extra angle, or even when I'm on shoots and I want to capture some behind the scenes quickly, I can quickly pull this camera out and get some quick snaps with it, and knowing that I'm going to get some really good image baked into the camera using either the standard color profile or D-Log-M. I'm going to get a really nice clear image from that. You know, from my story that you heard earlier, it's reliable and very durable. You know that this camera is going to capture it all for you. And yeah, no, it's been a good camera. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell to stay notified for my next uploads. And I'll see you guys in the next one.